Hello and welcome. Today, we embark on an exciting journey to explore the art and craft of writing better in English. Whether you are a student, professional, or simply someone who loves expressing ideas through words, this series is designed to guide you through practical strategies, techniques, and exercises that will significantly improve your writing skills. Writing is more than just putting words on a page. It is a process of thinking, organizing, and communicating ideas clearly and effectively. In this first part, we will introduce the themes we'll cover, discuss why writing well in English matters, and highlight how each subsequent part will build on the previous one to create a complete framework for becoming a confident and skilled writer. Writing in English can be challenging, especially for non-native speakers, because it requires mastery of grammar, vocabulary, style, tone, and clarity, all at once. Many people struggle not because they lack ideas but because they find it difficult to translate thoughts into coherent sentences. Others may have knowledge but feel uncertain about structure, flow, or audience expectations. This series addresses these challenges by breaking down writing into manageable, actionable steps. Each part will focus on a particular aspect of writing, from foundational techniques and sentence structure to advanced strategies for clarity, style, and persuasive communication. In the upcoming parts, we will explore foundational grammar and sentence construction, emphasizing how proper syntax and sentence variety create rhythm and readability. You will learn to avoid common errors that often disrupt clarity and distract readers from your message. Beyond grammar, we'll delve into vocabulary development, showing you how to select precise words that enhance meaning and convey nuance. A richer vocabulary allows you to express ideas more accurately, capture tone, and engage readers effectively. Another focus will be paragraph structure and cohesion. A well-organized paragraph has a clear main idea, supporting sentences, and logical transitions. You will discover strategies to structure paragraphs for maximum clarity and impact. We'll explore how topic sentences guide readers, how examples and evidence support claims, and how linking words and transitions create flow. Mastering paragraph cohesion is essential because strong paragraphs form the backbone of clear, persuasive, and engaging writing. In addition to structure, style and voice are crucial elements we will address. Your style reflects your personality, purpose, and audience. We will explore techniques to develop a consistent voice, use tone effectively, and avoid overly complex or wordy constructions. You will learn how to adapt your writing for different purposes, whether academic, professional, or creative, ensuring that your words resonate with readers and communicate your ideas convincingly. Editing and proofreading are equally important. Writing is a process, and first drafts are rarely perfect. In this series, you will learn strategies for reviewing and refining your work, identifying errors, improving clarity, and enhancing readability. Techniques such as reading aloud, peer feedback, and systematic checking of grammar, punctuation, and style will help you polish your writing to professional standards. Throughout this journey, we will also incorporate graded exercises and examples, which allow you to practice and reinforce each concept. Writing is a skill that improves through repetition, reflection, and feedback. By engaging with exercises that gradually increase in complexity, you will strengthen your writing muscles and gain confidence in expressing ideas fluently. Finally, we will explore creative and persuasive writing techniques, enabling you to engage readers, tell stories effectively, and craft arguments that are compelling and coherent. You will learn how to balance creativity with clarity, using vivid language, strong openings, and logical conclusions to make your writing stand out. In summary, this series is your roadmap to becoming a more effective and confident English writer. From grammar and vocabulary to structure, style, and advanced strategies, each part builds upon the previous, providing a comprehensive, step-by-step approach to mastering written English. Whether your goal is academic success, professional communication, or personal expression, by following this guide and practicing regularly, you will see measurable improvement in your writing abilities. In the next part, we will begin our journey with the fundamentals of grammar and sentence construction, laying the groundwork for strong, clear, and readable writing in English. By understanding and applying these foundational principles, you will gain the confidence and skill to craft sentences that convey your ideas accurately and effectively. In this part, we begin our practical journey into writing better in English by focusing on the fundamentals of grammar and sentence construction. Grammar is often viewed as a set of rules to follow, but in reality, it is the framework that allows your ideas to be communicated clearly. Without a solid grasp of grammar, even the most creative or insightful thoughts can be misunderstood. Similarly, sentence construction, the way words are arranged to form meaningful statements, determines whether your writing flows smoothly or feels choppy and disjointed. Mastering these foundations is essential for building confidence and clarity in your writing. One of the first aspects to focus on is the basic sentence structure. In English, a complete sentence typically contains a subject, a verb, and, when necessary, an object. The subject tells us who or what the sentence is about, the verb indicates the action or state, and the object provides additional detail. For example, consider the sentence. The student, subject, read, verb, the book, object. Each component works together to deliver a clear and complete thought. Practicing simple sentence construction regularly helps internalize this pattern and prevents fragments or incomplete sentences that confuse readers. Beyond simple sentences, it is essential to understand compound and complex sentences. Compound sentences join two independent clauses with coordinating conjunctions such as and, but, or so. For example, the student read the book, and she took detailed notes. Complex sentences, on the other hand, include independent and dependent clauses linked by subordinating conjunctions such as because, although, or while. For instance, the student took detailed notes because she wanted to remember every important detail. Using a combination of simple, compound, and complex sentences in your writing improves readability and adds rhythm, preventing monotony and making your ideas more engaging. Verb tense and consistency are crucial in maintaining clarity. English has several tenses: past, present, future, and their variations, each signaling the timing of an action. Inconsistent tense usage can confuse readers and weaken your message. For example, yesterday, she reads the book is incorrect. It should be yesterday, she read the book. Careful attention to tense ensures that your writing accurately reflects the timing of events, which is particularly important in narratives, reports, and academic writing. Subject-verb agreement is another fundamental principle. The verb must match the subject in number, singular or plural. For example, the dog runs quickly versus the dogs run quickly. Errors in subject-verb agreement can distract readers and undermine the professionalism of your writing. Practicing these patterns helps you write with confidence and precision, creating sentences that are both grammatically correct and easy to read. Sentence variety and parallel structure enhance readability and style. Varying sentence length and structure prevents writing from becoming monotonous. Short sentences can convey urgency or clarity, while longer sentences can elaborate ideas or show relationships between concepts. Parallel structure involves using the same grammatical pattern for items in a list or series, such as she enjoys reading, writing, and painting. Parallelism creates balance, rhythm, and elegance in writing, making it more persuasive and polished. Modifiers and adjectives add depth and detail to your sentences, but they must be placed carefully. Misplaced modifiers can create confusion or unintended meaning. For instance, she almost drove her children to school every day implies she nearly did it but did not, while she drove her children to school almost every day correctly conveys frequency. Understanding proper placement of adjectives, adverbs, and descriptive phrases ensures clarity and enhances expression. Punctuation is an often overlooked aspect of sentence construction. Commas, periods, semicolons, colons, and dashes guide readers through your text, signaling pauses, connections, and emphasis. For example, let's eat, Grandma, versus let's eat, Grandma, illustrates how punctuation can completely change meaning. Mastery of punctuation supports sentence clarity, helps control pacing, and reinforces the overall readability of your writing. Finally, practice is key. Constructing grammatically correct sentences becomes intuitive only through repetition and review. Exercises such as sentence combining, error correction, and writing short paragraphs focused on specific grammatical rules build skill and confidence. Reviewing and analyzing well-written English texts also provides models for effective sentence construction. By mastering grammar and sentence construction fundamentals, you establish the foundation for all subsequent writing skills. You gain the ability to express ideas clearly, logically, and persuasively, preparing you to tackle more advanced topics such as paragraph structure, style, tone, and editing. In the next part, we will explore vocabulary development, showing how selecting precise words can elevate your writing and make it more engaging and impactful. In this part, we shift our focus from sentence construction to vocabulary development, one of the most powerful tools for improving your writing in English. Words are the building blocks of expression. Choosing the right word can make the difference between vague or unclear writing and precise, compelling communication. Expanding your vocabulary not only enhances clarity but also allows you to convey nuance, emotion, and style more effectively. A key principle in vocabulary development is learning words in context rather than in isolation. Encountering new words in sentences or paragraphs helps you understand their meaning, connotations, and correct usage. For example, the word reveal in "The scientist revealed the results of the experiment" conveys disclosure of information. Learning vocabulary in context ensures that you can use it naturally in your own writing, avoiding awkward or incorrect usage. Another important strategy is categorizing vocabulary by topic or function. Organize words according to themes such as emotions, actions, descriptions, or technical terms. This method helps you recall and apply words more easily when writing about specific subjects. For instance, if you are writing an essay on environmental issues, having a list of relevant terms like sustainability, conservation, and biodiversity readily accessible improves both speed and accuracy. Active vocabulary practice is essential. Merely recognizing a word is not enough. You must be able to recall and use it when writing. Techniques such as flashcards, spaced repetition, and sentence creation exercises reinforce retention. For example, after learning the word transform, write multiple sentences that incorporate it in different contexts. The new policy transformed the education system. Or, her dedication transformed the company culture. Regular practice ensures that new words move from passive recognition to active use. Synonyms and precise word choice are also critical for effective writing. Using varied vocabulary prevents repetition and enriches expression. Consider the difference between happy, joyful, content, and elated. Each word carries subtle differences in intensity and nuance, and selecting the most appropriate one conveys your intended meaning with clarity. Developing an awareness of synonyms, antonyms, and shades of meaning strengthens your ability to express ideas precisely. Collocations and word partnerships are another important aspect of vocabulary development. Certain words naturally occur together, such as make a decision, conduct research, or strong argument. Understanding these combinations ensures natural, fluent writing. Reading extensively and noting recurring word patterns in authentic texts helps internalize collocations, making your writing sound more native-like and polished. Figurative language and idioms can add depth and style to your writing, but they require careful usage. Metaphors, similes, and idiomatic expressions enrich narrative and descriptive writing, capturing imagery and emotion. For example, time is a thief evokes a more vivid understanding than simply saying, time passes quickly. Using figurative language effectively enhances reader engagement and demonstrates linguistic sophistication. Precision in word choice is particularly crucial in academic, technical, and professional writing. Ambiguous or imprecise words can undermine credibility and clarity. Instead of saying, things improved, specify what improved. Productivity increased, sales rose, or customer satisfaction improved. Learning to select words that accurately reflect meaning ensures that your writing communicates effectively to your intended audience. Vocabulary retention techniques include repeated exposure, writing exercises, and integration into daily practice. Maintain a personal vocabulary journal, noting new words, definitions, example sentences, and contexts. Regularly review and use these words in writing assignments, emails, essays, or creative pieces. Over time, consistent practice reinforces memory, enabling you to retrieve words quickly when writing under time constraints or in formal settings. Finally, reading extensively is one of the most effective ways to develop vocabulary. Exposure to diverse genres, styles, and authors introduces you to new words, phrases, and structures. Pay attention to unfamiliar words, look up meanings, and observe usage patterns. Integrating reading with active vocabulary exercises accelerates learning and allows you to apply new words confidently in your own writing. By developing a rich, precise, and contextually grounded vocabulary, you significantly enhance the clarity, persuasiveness, and style of your writing. In the next part, we will explore paragraph structure and cohesion, demonstrating how effective organization of sentences and ideas strengthens communication and ensures that your expanded vocabulary is used to its fullest potential. In this part, we focus on paragraph structure and cohesion, essential elements of effective writing in English. Even with excellent grammar and a rich vocabulary, writing can feel disorganized or unclear if ideas are not structured logically. Paragraphs are the building blocks of writing, each serving as a self-contained unit that develops a single main idea. Mastering paragraph construction ensures your writing is coherent, persuasive, and easy to follow. A well-structured paragraph begins with a topic sentence, which clearly states the main idea. This sentence serves as a guide for the reader, signaling what to expect in the following sentences. For example, effective time management is essential for student success. This topic sentence establishes the focus, and all subsequent sentences should support, explain, or provide examples related to this idea. Learning to craft clear and concise topic sentences is fundamental to maintaining clarity and direction in your writing. Following the topic sentence, supporting sentences provide evidence, explanations, examples, or details that reinforce the main idea. These sentences should be logically ordered, moving from general statements to specific examples, or following a cause and effect or chronological pattern. For instance, after stating that time management is essential, you might provide supporting sentences describing strategies such as prioritizing tasks, setting goals, and avoiding distractions. Well-developed supporting sentences make your argument convincing and informative. Transitions and linking words are crucial for cohesion. Words and phrases like however, therefore, in addition, and for example, connect ideas, guide readers through your reasoning, and signal relationships between sentences. Cohesive paragraphs allow readers to follow your logic effortlessly, avoiding confusion or abrupt shifts in thought. For example, students often struggle with deadlines. Therefore, creating a detailed schedule can help manage assignments effectively. The transition, therefore, clarifies the cause and effect relationship between the two sentences. Paragraph length and variety also affect readability. While long paragraphs can be detailed and thorough, excessively long ones may overwhelm readers. Short paragraphs can provide emphasis, create rhythm, and make complex information more digestible. Mixing paragraph lengths strategically enhances flow and maintains reader engagement. As a general rule, a paragraph should contain enough sentences to fully develop an idea, typically 3 to 8, while avoiding unnecessary repetition or overly fragmented thoughts. Unity within a paragraph is key. All sentences should relate directly to the main idea expressed in the topic sentence. Irrelevant or tangential information weakens the paragraph and distracts the reader. Effective writers constantly evaluate whether each sentence contributes to the overall point, ensuring that paragraphs remain focused, purposeful, and cohesive. Coherence and logical order are equally important. Sentences should follow a sequence that makes sense, whether it is chronological, spatial, or logical. For instance, when describing a process, outline steps in the order they occur. When presenting arguments, introduce the strongest or most compelling evidence first, followed by supporting details. Coherent organization allows readers to absorb and retain information more efficiently. Paragraph transitions within the essay or article are essential for overall cohesion. Each paragraph should connect to the previous and the next, creating a smooth flow of ideas. Transitional phrases like, building on this idea in contrast, or, as a result, help guide readers and establish relationships between paragraphs. Effective transitions ensure that your writing reads as a unified whole rather than disconnected fragments. Practice exercises for paragraph development include outlining main ideas before writing, grouping related sentences together, and reviewing paragraphs for clarity, unity, and cohesion. Peer feedback can also be valuable, highlighting areas where ideas may be unclear or transitions are weak. Revising paragraphs to improve structure and coherence is a crucial step in the writing process. Finally, mastering paragraph structure and cohesion allows your writing to communicate ideas clearly, logically, and persuasively. When readers can follow your argument effortlessly, your vocabulary, grammar, and style shine, and your writing achieves maximum impact. In the next part, we will explore style, tone, and voice, showing how these elements bring personality, professionalism, and engagement to your writing, complementing the foundation of grammar, vocabulary, and paragraph structure. In this part, we turn our attention to style, tone, and voice, three interconnected elements that transform writing from mere sentences into engaging, persuasive, and memorable communication. While grammar, vocabulary, and paragraph structure provide the foundation for clear writing, style, tone, and voice add personality, nuance, and impact. Understanding and mastering these elements allows you to write in a way that resonates with readers, reflects your purpose, and distinguishes your writing from others. Style refers to the way you express ideas through word choice, sentence structure, and overall organization. A consistent and appropriate style ensures your writing is readable, polished, and professional. For example, academic writing requires formal, precise, and objective style, while creative writing allows more descriptive, imaginative, and expressive language. Adapting your style to the purpose and audience of your text is essential. Writing a business report with casual slang would undermine credibility, just as a dry, overly formal tone could hinder engagement in a personal essay. Tone conveys the writer's attitude toward the subject and audience. It can be formal, informal, serious, humorous, persuasive, or informative, among others. Tone influences how readers perceive your message and can shape their emotional response. For example, compare these sentences. We recommend implementing the policy immediately. Formal, authoritative versus, we think you should probably try the policy soon. Informal, tentative. Selecting an appropriate tone aligns your message with your audience's expectations and ensures effective communication. Voice is your unique personality as a writer, reflected in the choices you make in style, word selection, and rhythm. Developing a strong voice makes your writing recognizable and engaging. Voice combines consistency, authenticity, and confidence. For instance, a writer with a witty voice might incorporate humor and playful phrasing, while a serious voice emphasizes precision and analytical depth. Cultivating your voice requires self-awareness, experimentation, and practice, but once established, it strengthens all forms of writing. Conciseness and clarity are vital aspects of style. Clear writing eliminates unnecessary words, avoids repetition, and conveys meaning efficiently. For example, instead of saying, due to the fact that the experiment failed, the results were not as expected, you could write, because the experiment failed, the results were unexpected. Streamlining sentences improves readability and ensures that your style communicates ideas without distraction or ambiguity. Sentence rhythm and variation contribute significantly to style and voice. Alternating between short, punchy sentences and longer, more complex ones creates a natural flow and engages readers. Monotonous sentence length can make writing feel dull, while varied rhythm maintains interest and emphasizes key points. Experimenting with sentence structures allows you to find a balance between clarity, style, and expressiveness. Figurative language, imagery, and descriptive techniques enhance style, particularly in creative writing. Metaphors, similes, and vivid descriptions bring ideas to life and evoke emotion. For example, the city streets pulsed with neon light and the hum of late-night traffic. is more evocative than simply stating, "The streets were busy at night." Thoughtful use of figurative language can make your writing memorable and impactful, but overuse may overwhelm the reader, so balance is key. Consistency in tone and style ensures cohesion across paragraphs and sections. Abrupt shifts from formal to informal or from serious to humorous can confuse readers. Maintaining a consistent tone, appropriate to your audience and purpose, helps establish trust, readability, and engagement. Reviewing your work with a focus on tone ensures that your writing communicates a coherent message. Adapting style for different genres is another important skill. Academic essays, business communications, creative fiction, blog posts, and technical manuals each have unique style conventions. Observing examples, analyzing patterns, and practicing writing in various genres allow you to develop flexibility while maintaining your voice and clarity. By understanding genre-specific expectations, you can write more effectively and professionally in any context. Practice exercises to develop style, tone, and voice include rewriting passages in different tones, experimenting with sentence variety, and using descriptive techniques intentionally. Peer feedback can provide insight into how your style and voice are perceived by others. Over time, conscious attention to these elements strengthens your ability to write confidently and effectively in any situation. By mastering style, tone, and voice, you elevate your writing from simple communication to engaging, persuasive, and authentic expression. In the next part, we will explore editing and proofreading, demonstrating how these essential processes refine your writing, eliminate errors, and enhance clarity, style, and overall effectiveness. In this part, we focus on editing and proofreading, essential steps in the writing process that transform good drafts into polished, professional, and compelling texts. Writing is rarely perfect on the first attempt. Even skilled writers must revise and refine their work. Editing and proofreading are not simply about correcting grammar or spelling errors. They are deliberate strategies for improving clarity, coherence, style, and impact. By mastering these processes, you ensure that your writing communicates ideas effectively and leaves a strong impression on readers. Editing involves examining the content, structure, and style of your writing to improve readability and coherence. Start by reviewing the overall organization. Does the piece have a clear introduction, body, and conclusion? Are ideas presented logically, and do paragraphs flow smoothly? Check that each paragraph has a clear main idea and that supporting sentences are relevant and well developed. Removing redundant or irrelevant information strengthens your argument and keeps readers engaged. Pay close attention to sentence structure and clarity during editing. Look for overly long or complicated sentences that may confuse readers, and break them into simpler, more manageable parts. Ensure each sentence communicates a clear idea and contributes to the paragraph's main point. Rearranging sentences for logical flow, eliminating awkward phrasing, and enhancing readability are critical editing strategies that elevate the quality of your writing. Word choice is another crucial aspect of editing. Replace vague, repetitive, or weak words with precise and impactful alternatives. For example, instead of saying, "very big," you could use enormous or immense. Ensure that vocabulary aligns with your intended tone and audience. Consistent and thoughtful word choice improves clarity, strengthens arguments, and enhances stylistic sophistication. Proofreading focuses on identifying and correcting surface-level errors, such as grammar, punctuation, and spelling mistakes. These errors, while seemingly minor, can distract readers, undermine credibility, and detract from your message. Techniques for effective proofreading include reading aloud to catch awkward phrasing, reviewing one type of error at a time, and using digital tools or checklists to systematically identify mistakes. Careful proofreading ensures your writing appears professional and polished. Consistency is a key element in both editing and proofreading. Check for consistent use of tense, point of view, formatting, and style throughout your text. Inconsistencies can confuse readers and weaken your overall argument. For example, switching between past and present tense unnecessarily or alternating between first and third person disrupts flow and clarity. Ensuring consistency strengthens cohesion and readability. Eliminating redundancy and wordiness improves both clarity and style. Remove repetitive phrases, unnecessary qualifiers, and filler words. For example, "In my personal opinion, I think that," can be simplified to "I think." Streamlining your writing enhances readability and allows your main ideas to stand out more prominently. Peer review and feedback are valuable components of the editing process. Other readers can identify unclear passages, gaps in logic, or stylistic inconsistencies that you might overlook. Constructive criticism provides insight into how your writing is perceived and highlights areas for improvement. Incorporating feedback thoughtfully ensures that your writing resonates with readers and communicates effectively. Multiple rounds of revision are often necessary for high-quality writing. Begin with a macro-level review, focusing on content, structure, and organization. Follow with a micro-level review for sentence clarity, word choice, and style. Finally, conduct a detailed proofreading pass for grammar, punctuation, and typographical errors. Each stage refines your writing, ensuring clarity, cohesion, and polish. Practical exercises include rewriting a paragraph multiple times, checking for clarity, conciseness, and style. Another effective method is to compare your writing with high-quality examples, identifying strengths and areas for improvement. Over time, consistent editing and proofreading habits cultivate sharper analytical skills and a stronger command of written English. By mastering editing and proofreading, you ensure that your writing is clear, coherent, and professional. These skills not only improve the quality of your work but also build confidence and attention to detail, which are essential for any writer. In the next part, we will explore advanced techniques for persuasive and creative writing, helping you craft compelling arguments, stories, and essays that engage and inspire readers. In this part, we explore advanced techniques for persuasive and creative writing, building on the foundations of grammar, vocabulary, paragraph structure, style, and editing. Whether you are crafting an essay, a professional report, a short story, or a blog post, mastering these advanced strategies allows you to engage readers, communicate ideas effectively, and leave a lasting impression. Persuasive and creative writing are both forms of art and strategy. They require thoughtful planning, clarity of thought, and the ability to evoke emotion and interest. Persuasive writing begins with understanding your audience. Who are you addressing, and what are their interests, beliefs, and expectations? Tailoring your message to resonate with your readers is essential. Consider the tone, vocabulary, and examples that will be most compelling to your audience. For instance, an argument in a scientific report requires evidence, precision, and a formal tone, whereas a persuasive blog post may rely on relatable examples, storytelling, and a conversational style. Knowing your audience ensures that your message is both persuasive and engaging. Strong openings capture attention immediately. A compelling introduction establishes credibility, sets the tone, and provides context. Techniques such as rhetorical questions, startling facts, anecdotes, or vivid descriptions can hook readers from the first sentence. For example, every year, millions of tons of plastic enter our oceans, threatening marine life and human health. Immediately signals urgency and importance, drawing readers into the topic. Crafting strong openings is a critical skill for persuasive writing. Logical argumentation and evidence are the backbone of persuasion. Your claims must be supported by facts, examples, or reasoning that reinforce your position. Organizing arguments clearly, often using the classical structure of claim, evidence, and explanation, ensures that readers can follow your reasoning and be convinced by your points. Transitions and linking words, as discussed in previous parts, maintain cohesion and highlight relationships between ideas, strengthening your argument. Appeals to emotion, logic, and credibility enhance persuasive impact. Logos, logic, pathos, emotion, and ethos, credibility, work together to convince readers. Logical evidence, such as statistics or research findings, appeals to reason. Emotional language, storytelling, or vivid imagery engages readers' feelings. Credibility is established through accurate information, confident tone, and ethical presentation. Skilled writers balance these appeals to create compelling and persuasive messages. Creative writing emphasizes imagination, originality, and emotional resonance. Techniques such as descriptive imagery, figurative language, dialogue, and varied sentence structure make stories vivid and engaging. Developing characters, settings, and plot with depth and consistency draws readers into your narrative world. For instance, instead of writing, "The garden was beautiful," a creative writer might say, "Sunlight danced across the petals of crimson roses, and the scent of jasmine lingered in the air, inviting a sense of calm and wonder." Creative writing brings ideas to life through vivid sensory detail and thoughtful expression. Show, don't tell is a fundamental principle in creative writing. Rather than telling the reader what to think or feel, demonstrate it through actions, dialogue, and descriptive detail. For example, instead of stating, "She was nervous," you could show it. "Her hands trembled as she clutched the envelope, and she bit her lip, glancing at the clock for the third time in 10 minutes. This approach engages readers, allowing them to experience emotions and draw conclusions organically. Persuasive storytelling combines the elements of both persuasive and creative writing. Narrative techniques, such as anecdotes, case studies, or hypothetical scenarios, can make arguments more relatable and compelling. For instance, illustrating the effects of climate change through the story of a coastal community makes the issue tangible and emotionally impactful, complementing statistical evidence and logical reasoning. Revision and reflection are vital for advanced writing. After drafting persuasive or creative texts, review them with a critical eye. Ensure arguments are coherent, claims are supported, descriptions are vivid, and tone aligns with purpose and audience. Peer feedback, self-assessment, and multiple revision rounds refine writing, strengthening clarity, style, and engagement. Practice exercises include writing persuasive essays on current issues, crafting short stories using descriptive techniques, and experimenting with different tones and narrative voices. Combining structured exercises with free writing sessions allows you to explore creativity while reinforcing persuasive strategies. Regular practice develops confidence, flexibility, and skill in both persuasive and creative contexts. By mastering these advanced techniques, you elevate your writing beyond correctness and clarity. Your work becomes compelling, memorable, and impactful, whether you aim to persuade, entertain, or inspire. In the next part, we will explore writing for different formats and audiences, demonstrating how to adapt your skills to emails, essays, reports, blogs, and social media while maintaining clarity, style, and effectiveness. In this part, we focus on writing for different formats and audiences, a skill that is essential for effective communication in both professional and personal contexts. Writing is not a one-size-fits-all activity. Different purposes and audiences require different approaches, styles, and conventions. Understanding how to adapt your writing ensures that your message is received clearly, persuasively, and appropriately. Academic writing demands clarity, structure, and precision. Essays, research papers, and reports require a formal tone, logical argumentation, and proper citation of sources. When writing academically, you should prioritize evidence-based claims, coherent paragraph structure, and concise, unambiguous language. Avoid slang, contractions, or overly casual expressions. For example, instead of writing, "Kids learn better if they have fun," you might say, "Students demonstrate higher engagement and retention when learning activities incorporate interactive and enjoyable elements." Academic writing values accuracy, clarity, and credibility above all. Professional and business writing focuses on clarity, brevity, and purpose. Emails, reports, proposals, and presentations must convey information efficiently and effectively. Knowing your audience, colleagues, managers, clients, dictates tone, formality, and structure. Begin with a clear objective, provide organized supporting details, and end with actionable recommendations or conclusions. For instance, in a business email, writing, "Please review the attached report and provide feedback by Friday," communicates instructions clearly and professionally. Consistency in formatting, grammar, and style reinforces professionalism and credibility. Creative writing allows more flexibility, imagination, and personal voice. Short stories, novels, poetry, and personal essays thrive on descriptive language, figurative expressions, and narrative techniques. When writing creatively, consider audience expectations for tone, style, and engagement. For example, a children's story might use simple language, playful dialogue, and vibrant imagery, while a literary novel could employ more complex vocabulary and nuanced symbolism. Tailoring style to the audience enhances emotional resonance and engagement. Blogging and social media writing prioritize accessibility, engagement, and brevity. Online audiences often skim content, so clear headings, short paragraphs, bullet points, and concise language are essential. Tone can vary from conversational to informative, depending on the platform and audience. Incorporating anecdotes, questions, and interactive elements encourages reader participation. For instance, a travel blog might combine vivid descriptions, practical tips, and personal experiences to connect with readers effectively. Technical writing requires precision, clarity, and usability. Manuals, instructions, and product documentation must communicate complex information in a straightforward and structured manner. Use clear headings, numbered steps, and concise language to guide users effectively. Avoid unnecessary jargon, but include technical terms when necessary, ensuring explanations are accessible to the intended audience. Proper formatting, diagrams, and examples support understanding and usability. Adapting tone and style is key when switching formats. A friendly tone in a social media post may be inappropriate in a formal report, just as overly formal language in a blog post may alienate readers. Consider audience expectations, purpose, and context when adjusting your style. Effective writers can modulate tone, vocabulary, and sentence structure to suit diverse writing scenarios without losing clarity or coherence. Clarity and focus remain central across all formats. Regardless of audience or medium, your writing should communicate ideas directly and logically. Avoid unnecessary tangents, keep paragraphs cohesive, and ensure each sentence contributes to the overall purpose. Strong openings, clear transitions, and concise conclusions guide readers through your message smoothly. Practice exercises include writing the same content for multiple formats. For example, describe a recent event as a formal email, a blog post, a short story, and a report. Compare the tone, style, and structure in each version, noting how audience and format influence writing choices. This exercise strengthens flexibility and adaptability, key skills for any proficient writer. By mastering writing for different formats and audiences, you expand your ability to communicate effectively in a variety of contexts. You learn not only to convey ideas clearly but also to engage, persuade, and resonate with your readers. In the next part, we will explore practical exercises and continuous improvement strategies, showing how to maintain and enhance writing skills over time through deliberate practice, feedback, and reflection. In this part, we focus on practical exercises and strategies for continuous improvement, essential components for becoming a proficient and confident writer in English. Writing is a skill that grows stronger through consistent practice, reflection, and adaptation. While understanding grammar, vocabulary, structure, and style is foundational, deliberate and regular exercises are what transform knowledge into skill, helping you write more effectively, efficiently, and creatively. One of the most effective strategies is daily writing practice. Setting aside time each day to write, even for just 15 to 30 minutes, helps develop fluency and confidence. Short exercises such as journaling, summarizing articles, or responding to prompts can enhance both speed and accuracy. For example, write a short paragraph describing your morning routine using precise vocabulary, varied sentence structures, and cohesive transitions. Daily practice reinforces grammatical patterns, expands vocabulary, and encourages experimentation with style and tone. Targeted grammar and vocabulary exercises complement practical writing. Create exercises focusing on areas you find challenging, such as verb-tense consistency, subject-verb agreement, or complex sentence structures. For vocabulary, practice using new words in sentences or short paragraphs, aiming to incorporate them naturally into your writing. Flashcards, word maps, and spaced repetition techniques can aid retention. Combining targeted exercises with real writing applications ensures that you internalize knowledge and use it actively. Peer review and feedback are invaluable for continuous improvement. Sharing your writing with peers, mentors, or online communities allows you to receive constructive criticism and fresh perspectives. Feedback highlights areas that may be unclear, inconsistent, or stylistically weak, helping you refine your writing. Equally important is learning to evaluate your own work critically. Reviewing drafts with a focus on coherence, clarity, and style fosters self-awareness and analytical skills essential for long-term growth. Revision exercises further enhance skill. Take a paragraph, essay, or story you have written and revise it multiple times. Focus each revision on a different aspect, one for grammar, one for vocabulary and word choice, another for paragraph cohesion and transitions, and a final pass for tone and style. This methodical approach helps identify patterns of error or weakness and reinforces strengths, resulting in more polished and professional writing over time. Reading and imitation are powerful techniques for improvement. Reading high-quality text exposes you to effective sentence structures, advanced vocabulary, and diverse styles. Analyze how authors construct paragraphs, develop arguments, and create narrative flow. Imitation exercises, where you rewrite a passage in your own words while preserving its style, tone, or structure, can improve your understanding of stylistic techniques and broaden your expressive range. Writing across genres is another effective exercise. Challenge yourself to write essays, reports, stories, blog posts, emails, and social media content. Each format has different expectations for style, tone, and structure. Practicing across genres builds flexibility and helps you adapt your writing to varied contexts and audiences. For example, transform a factual essay into a persuasive article, then into a short narrative, adjusting tone, style, and sentence construction for each version. Timed writing exercises enhance both speed and confidence. Setting a timer for short writing sessions encourages focus, reduces procrastination, and trains you to organize thoughts quickly. This technique is particularly useful for exams, timed assignments, and professional writing contexts. After completing a timed session, review and revise your work, combining speed with accuracy and clarity. Tracking progress and setting goals supports long-term improvement. Keep a writing journal or portfolio, noting achievements, challenges, and areas for growth. Set specific, measurable goals, such as learning 10 new words a week, writing 1 essay per week, or mastering a particular grammatical structure. Regularly reviewing progress reinforces motivation and highlights the effectiveness of your strategies. Incorporating technology can also aid improvement. Grammar and style checking tools, vocabulary apps, and online writing communities provide instant feedback, suggestions, and resources. However, rely on these tools as supplements rather than replacements for active thinking and critical analysis. True mastery comes from conscious engagement, reflection, and practice. By engaging in practical exercises, seeking feedback, revising thoughtfully, and challenging yourself across formats and genres, you cultivate not only skill but also confidence and versatility. Writing becomes an active, dynamic process of learning and self-expression, allowing you to communicate effectively, creatively, and persuasively. In the final part, we will provide a concluding summary and key takeaways, reinforcing the strategies, insights, and techniques covered throughout this guide to ensure lasting success in your English writing journey. In this final part, we reflect on the key insights, strategies, and techniques covered throughout this guide, providing a comprehensive conclusion and key takeaways for improving your writing in English. Mastering writing is a journey that combines understanding rules, developing skills, and practicing consistently. By revisiting the essential components we explored, you can consolidate your knowledge and chart a path for continued growth. Grammar and sentence structure form the foundation of effective writing. Clear, correct sentences enable readers to understand your ideas without distraction. Mastering tenses, subject-verb agreement, punctuation, and sentence variety is essential for clarity and precision. Regular exercises, revision, and exposure to authentic texts reinforce grammatical competence, allowing you to write confidently across different contexts. Vocabulary development empowers you to express ideas with accuracy, nuance, and sophistication. Learning words in context, practicing active recall, exploring synonyms, and understanding collocations strengthen your expressive range. A rich vocabulary enhances both clarity and style, enabling you to communicate more persuasively and creatively. Consistent reading, note-taking, and writing exercises ensure vocabulary grows organically and becomes an active tool in your writing. Paragraph structure and cohesion ensure that ideas are presented logically and coherently. Effective topic sentences, well-developed supporting details, smooth transitions, and consistent unity make writing readable and persuasive. Paying attention to paragraph length, order, and connections between ideas strengthens overall flow and helps maintain reader engagement. Cohesive paragraphs transform isolated sentences into compelling, meaningful narratives or arguments. Style, tone, and voice add personality and impact to your writing. Style reflects your choices in word selection, sentence construction, and overall organization. Tone conveys your attitude toward the subject and audience, and voice represents your unique perspective as a writer. Mastering these elements enables you to write in ways that resonate with readers, whether the goal is to inform, persuade, or entertain. Practice, experimentation, and feedback help cultivate a distinct and effective voice. Editing and proofreading are critical for refining your writing. Beyond correcting grammar and spelling, these processes improve clarity, consistency, style, and readability. Multiple rounds of revision, focused attention on different aspects, and seeking feedback ensure polished, professional work. Developing an analytical eye and a habit of revising strengthens both accuracy and confidence in your writing. Advanced techniques for persuasive and creative writing expand your ability to engage readers and communicate effectively. Understanding rhetorical appeals, crafting strong openings, using descriptive language, and employing narrative strategies enrich your writing. Balancing logic and emotion, experimenting with figurative language, and showing rather than telling create compelling arguments and captivating stories. Continuous practice enhances both persuasive impact and creative expression. Writing for different formats and audiences emphasizes adaptability. Academic essays, professional reports, creative narratives, blog posts, social media content, and technical documentation each require unique conventions, tones, and structures. Tailoring your writing to audience expectations ensures clarity, engagement, and credibility. Flexibility in style, tone, and format is a hallmark of skilled writers. Practical exercises and continuous improvement underscore the importance of deliberate practice. Daily writing, targeted grammar and vocabulary exercises, peer feedback, revision, reading, and imitation all contribute to steady skill growth. Tracking progress, setting goals, and challenging yourself across genres ensure that learning is structured and meaningful. Writing is both a skill and a habit. Consistent effort yields measurable results. In conclusion, improving your English writing requires integration of knowledge, practice, reflection, and adaptation. Each component, grammar, vocabulary, structure, style, editing, advanced techniques, audience awareness, and practical exercises, works together to create confident, versatile, and impactful writers. Success is not achieved overnight. It is the product of sustained effort, mindful learning, and engagement with diverse writing tasks. The key takeaway is that writing is an evolving skill. By embracing a mindset of continuous learning, deliberate practice, and critical reflection, you can consistently enhance your ability to communicate effectively in English. With the foundations of grammar and vocabulary, the structure of coherent paragraphs, the power of style and voice, the precision of editing, and the creativity and adaptability of advanced techniques, you are equipped to write with clarity, confidence, and purpose in any context. Remember, writing is not just about rules or correctness, it is about expressing ideas, influencing others, and connecting through words. With persistence, curiosity, and consistent effort, you can transform your writing from functional communication into a powerful tool for learning, persuasion, and creative expression. This guide provides the roadmap, but your dedication, practice, and reflection will determine the journey's success.